all you snaztastic human beings, my name is Muskie, and before I start this voiceover, welcome to my new art channel. This is the first video here. Hopefully this is gonna work out well with like the separation of art from my main channel and here, just for organization's sake, because I mentioned in the like channel updates video on my main channel. So yeah, welcome. I don't really know how to pronounce the channel name either. I kind of go from like iKireinax to iKireinax to iKireinax. I don't really know. It doesn't have a pronunciation. I just say Kireina. I don't know. But yeah, I just thought it looked cool. And my Instagram is named iKireinax or whatever. So it's like, I'll just name my art channel this anyways. So it worked out. Also, the second half of this video is going to have this huge Filmora watermark on it because I tried to record this and this has happened with like a few of my speed paints. I have like maybe 3 or 4 that I've recorded but haven't been able to upload because they wouldn't just load into Vegas. But I think I found out that the issue was that those files were like in gigabytes and not megabytes, and they were like 2 hours long. So I learned, okay, I need to like split my recordings more because having 2 hours at a time is not going to work. So I had to go into the only other editor I had, which was Filmora, but I don't actually have Filmora, which is like the free version. So it just has a big old watermark on it, which, oh well, I wasn't gonna, because I haven't recorded something in a while, and then I recorded this, and I was like proud of it, and I wanted to post it, so just ignore the watermark that's gonna cover like a large portion of the screen in the second half. It's okay. It's gonna be a long second half, really, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. You can still see the art. But yeah, onto the actual voiceover. Also, I hope I'm not too loud because I'm like trying a new thing with my microphone. So yeah. Anyways, onto the voiceover. That is references. We're talking about references. I really need to like write a script. I'm just really lazy. Maybe one day, if I actually have enough things to talk about, I will write a script, but I didn't, and I just thought, okay, well, we'll just talk about references. So we're gonna talk about references. So, if you also hear me like sipping something, I got coffee, it's morning, so you know. But, references, they're important. You gotta use them, because you can't, like, completely rely on yourself, your eyes, your brain. Maybe your eyes, you need your eyes, but it's okay, how do I say this? Almost like all really big artists use references. I'd be surprised if they don't, because even if you've been drawing for so long and you know like what a basic human looks like, what hands look like, you don't need a reference, right? Yeah, you can like sketch without a reference or something, but when it comes to actually like trying to make a really good piece, it's really important to use references because you might find something in the reference that you weren't gonna do, I guess. Like, if I had tried to draw this without a reference, I don't even know what it would have looked like. It wouldn't have been good, I know that. And if you're wondering, like, where do I get good references, I've mentioned before, Pinterest. I never thought I would make a Pinterest, but I did, and I only use Pinterest for art. Because you can make, like, a ton of little boards. Like, I got a board for each of my characters. Like, whenever I see some clothes or some aesthetics that fit those characters, I put it in their board. So next time I want to draw them, I'll open up that board and I'll go, ooh, we should draw them in this outfit. And you can do other things. Like, I've got a pose reference board. I've got just, like, anatomy boards. There's so much you can do on Pinterest. There's also Google if you want to. I'm sure there's other art websites. I don't know. Personally, I love Pinterest. Everything's really aesthetic and nice, and there's a lot you can find. Like, this this girl on the corner of the screen, it is the right corner. I had to, like, go get my fingers and do the L's to see which one was right. Even though I shouldn't have to do that, I still do. But that girl, I found her on Pinterest, and I thought, wow, that is a beautiful pose, and I like the background, so I wanted to draw it. And poses are nice because they give you a lot of inspiration. Like, I really liked the simple background. It was just a lot better than doing pure white or pure blue. It had like a faint little gradient. And there's like a little island kind of in the corner, like I drew that, and then I have like 2 different versions of this where one the island's in it, one it's not, but whatever. I really like using references. I've done like 2 drawings using still life references, and they've turned out really good because I can reference off of something, and you don't have to follow the reference exactly. Like over here the pose is very similar, but like her head isn't like tilted the same way. She's not like exactly the same. And if you're worried about like heavily referencing something, use real people, because it's okay to like heavily reference a person, especially if your art isn't too realistic, because then it's gonna look completely different. And you can use art as a reference. Like I've used a few like bases or like just other drawings as pose reference before, but the only thing with that is since it's like a style already, you might accidentally heavily reference. And honestly, I think heavily referencing is okay. If it looks like really similar, you can always just say, hey, I use this as a reference, but it's not like, I mean, even tracing is okay as long as you say what you did and stuff like that. It's all for like learning, but especially with like heavily referencing something, I really encourage it. Again, if you're worried, either A, use a photograph of a real person, or yourself, go in front of the mirror and just sit down, take some poses. I do that all the time. I don't like record me when I use myself as a reference because, you know, I don't really want that on the internet. But if it's just someone on Pinterest, then I'll just grab it and use it as a reference. And again, I also, since I did kind of heavily reference this girl, when I like shared my art, I linked to this. I said I referenced it off of this. I didn't have to, but I did, just because I didn't want people to think that like I thought of this pose on my own. But no one really thinks that all the time. Most of the time when you see something, you're gonna go, yeah, you probably referenced, because it's just a natural thing to do. And it's like, you know, it's good. I'm struggling to talk. Okay, so hold on, I gotta collect my thoughts. Okay. I used to like be so adamant to not use references. Like I was just so stubborn. I didn't want to. I don't know why. I thought like, oh, I don't want to go look for a good reference. I don't want to like go search and all that stuff. There's background noise. I really hope you can hear that. But I didn't want to do all that stuff. I don't know. I was just lazy. That was the big thing, lazy. But especially with Pinterest, I found that like you can, you know, hold on. You don't know. I have to say what you're going to know. Hold on. With Pinterest, the boards, that's what you can do if you're bored. Like sometimes at night, I'll be like in calls with my friends and I'm not doing anything. Like I'm just staring at like their icons for no reason. I don't know. Instead, I'll go through Pinterest and I just scroll. I just scroll through Pinterest and add stuff to my board so that next time I want to draw, I mentioned like the character boards and all that stuff. I just open it up and I go look and I'll go, hey, I want to draw that. And then you do. It's a lot better than like before. If I wanted to draw something, I'd have to take away from like the inspiration time just to find references. And then by the time I did, I'd get already like worn out. I didn't want to draw. Or I just didn't want to use a reference just because I was so eager to draw. So don't do that. Because, I mean, it's fine if you really want to, but sometimes what I'll do is I'll lay down a basic sketch of what I want, and then I'll go get a reference. And then I'll, like, sketch over it and refine a lot of details and stuff. Because, you know, I've said the word reference so many times. Oh my god. Like, I'm barely breathing during this. I need to breathe. Okay, yeah, it's okay to use a reference, and your art's gonna look so much better when you do, because I can take a drawing that I drew without any reference at all and it'll look good, because I have a little bit of knowledge of how anatomy works, not very well, but like it'll look okay. But then I'll like take it and put it next to something I reference and it's like, wow, I drew that. I'll shock myself that I was able to do something like that. And it helps a lot. Like, you don't really think that references are gonna help, but then they do, just because you have something to reference off of. So, next time you want to draw and you want to do something nice, you can go look at Pinterest. I've said Pinterest and reference so many times, you know, I'm rambling, so it's okay. I haven't done a voiceover in a while either, so yeah. But in conclusion, references are nice, and don't be afraid to use them. No one's gonna judge you. In fact, it'll help make your art look a lot better. And again, Pinterest, great resource. You can also use Google Images. Sometimes there's stock photos. You can use stock photos. And references also help not just with poses, but with lighting and backgrounds. Like, as you can tell, I did the same thing with the background, the blue gradient in this. But I also added like some lighting effects that aren't really that present in this, but I added some just for fun, and it made her blend in with the background more. And you know, I am not very good at like props or like in-depth backgrounds. So a lot of these like photo shoots that people do, the background's not very visible. It's a little blurred out because you're supposed to focus on the person. So that's really good if you're trying to like get into drawing backgrounds, but you're not like there quite yet. You can draw people, like she's sitting on the little ledge there, so that's like interacting with the background enough, I guess. And then you just have something in the back. And then I drew something like 2 days ago that's on my Instagram. I wish I recorded it. It was really good. I really liked it. I didn't record it. You have something like that, which is just her standing, and then the background's just a few colors, and you blur it together. That's what's great about some of these, is the backgrounds are super simple. And if you do want a nice background, there's plenty of backgrounds you can find and reference off of them. And then, I don't know, you make it work. I don't know what you want to do, but there's something. And, you know, like this is one of my characters. This is Kaya. I saw this reference, and I was like, you know, this looks like something my character Kaya would do. So I drew Kaya. Like, if you have OCs, maybe you want to pose for them, you can go look at them and go like, oh, okay, this is what my character would do. So, you know, it's fun. And it's kind of like making vision boards, really. I never thought I would do it, but it's super easy because there's so many like really nice things, and just scrolling through references is a great way to get motivated, because you're looking and you're like, wow, I want to draw that, and I want to draw that. And then by the time you like get a really good reference, you're like, okay, I want to draw. And I'll go from completely unmotivated to, wow, I really want to draw. And it's amazing just how inspired you can get from scrolling through Pinterest. So yeah, I'm gonna end this because I really don't know what else to say. I should have had a plan. Eventually I will. But, you know, leave a comment of any other voiceovers you want me to talk about, anything you want me to cover relating to art or just stuff in general. Make sure you go and check the link description below for links to like my Instagram, which I'm the most active on. I'll post art like every so often. Sometimes I like kind of disappear, but then I'll come back with art. It just depends on when I draw, but I'm posting this drawing today. It might have already been posted. I don't know, probably. But be sure to go check out my Instagram. I'm pretty active there. You can interact with me and all that stuff. You can go subscribe to my main channel. Not much is going on over there, but we're working on like Minecraft roleplays, and maybe a few gaming content will be out there. So subscribe there. Maybe subscribe here. And yeah, I hope you had a great day or night, wherever you may be, and goodbye.